As you guys coming in, just drop it in the chat your name and where you're joining us from. Right. So I also want you to answer a question. Have you ever personally experienced a canceled trip or a delayed flight, a lost suitcase, an illness while traveling, or any other vacation emergency? Let me know. All right. So some of us have already experienced something going wrong while traveling. So that's exactly what today's training is going to be about and why it is so important. So if you guys don't know me, my name is Sarah Harvey. I'm waiting on my new one to come in, but it hasn't gotten here yet, so I do apologize. I am a platinum leader with Team Powerhouse, and today we're going to simply go over exactly what insurance is. So by the end of the training, we're going to talk about what travel insurance may cover, what it usually does not cover. I'm going to also show you guys how to explain it clearly so that way your clients understand what it is and how important it can be. Also, how to handle common objections, how to document a client's decision, and we're going to go over how to use 10 leg, square mouth, and alliance as some resources. So first, why travel insurance matters. I'm going to begin with a situation that could happen to any client. For instance, a family of four spends about 12,000 on a Caribbean cruise. They purchase airfare, the cruise, the excursions, transfers, and perhaps even hotels before sailing. So 3 days before departure, a dad is hospitalized. The family cannot travel. So now imagine that much of the trip is non-refundable and they decline travel insurance. I didn't realize how important this is until it happened to one of my clients and it devastated them. So they are not only dealing with a frightening medical emergency, but they may also be dealing with the financial loss of vacation. So this is a conversation no travel advisor wants to have. Vacations are definitely a major investment. And clients may spend months or even years saving for them. So travel protection gives them the opportunity to protect that investment against any eligible unexpected events. So we cannot stop at illness or injuries or even severe weather, flight disruptions, things like that, or especially family emergencies from happening. But we can make sure our clients know that they do have options. So you may see different statistics about how often trips are disrupted, but the exact number can vary depending on the study and how a disruption is defined. So the bigger message is simple. Disruptions are common enough that every client deserves an informed conversation about the protection. So what is travel insurance? Travel insurance is designed to provide financial protection for certain unexpected events that can happen before a trip. So think of it as a safety net. Depending on the policy benefits, some benefits may include the trip cancellation, if it does reimburse prepaid costs if you can't go. Also, trip interruption covers cutting a trip short unexpectedly. So if you have a family emergency unexpectedly during the trip, it will cover that part of it. Different medical emergencies, so hospital stays, anything could happen. So, like if you have a fall, if you're on a cruise and you stop to do an excursion, for instance, and you fall and break your ankle, it does cover anything like that. Any medications that may be needed on board or abroad as well. Medical evacuation, so different emergency transports home or to a facility. Lost baggage, so reimbursement for lost or delayed bags, which this does happen a lot. Flight delays as well, so any hotels or meals and rebooking costs that can be covered. And then the trip cancellation, this is another part of the coverage. This reimburses 100% of the prepaid non-refundable trip costs when you cancel for a covered reason before departure. So you just got to look into what each thing covers, but this does cover sudden illness or injury. So it is covered for the traveler, a travel companion, or a close family member. It also covers death in the family. So if there's any immediate family member that passes away before departure, they will get reimbursed. Natural disasters, so hurricanes, wildfires, or flood different floods makes the destination uninhabitable. This actually happens a lot, so this is really good to have that covered. Jury duty as well, sometimes this does happen. So any court summons that cannot be postponed, it will cover that. Trip interruption. So what happens when something goes wrong mid-vacation? So like I said, it can happen if you have a family member that suddenly becomes sick, anything can happen. The trip interruption coverage gets your clients home and covers what's left behind. So any part of the vacation that is left over, they will get reimbursed for. So if the vacation is in progress, the traveler is on a trip, emergency occurs, the insurance responds. And they can get either new flights and the unused cost of the vacation, or they can get reimbursed the amount so that way they can go on a vacation again. And then emergency medical coverage. So most US health plans, including Medicare, provide little to no coverage outside of the country. So clients traveling internationally are essentially uninsured the moment they board the plane. And like I said, anything can happen. If it's a broken leg, that could be between 5 to 15,000 if you're abroad. Hospital stays, any overnight care that can exceed about 10,000 per day, especially if it's out of the country. Emergency surgery that can be 20 to 50,000, prescriptions, out-of-pocket medication abroad, it adds up really fast. So all of these, you just want to always point this out to your clients, especially if it's a really big trip that costs a lot. It just the medical coverage alone could save them thousands and thousands of dollars. And then medical evacuation. So if a client suffers a serious medical event in a remote or international location, they may need to be airlifted. So unfortunately, it does happen. Usually it costs the minimum about 25,000 that I found. The maximum international evacuation with a medical team could cost 250K plus. So without evacuation coverage, clients may be billed directly before receiving transport. So they may just be left there until they cover it, especially in certain countries. So you do want to look into that as well. And then flight delays, this is the most common one that I've experienced myself. So when flights go sideways, travel insurance steps in to cover the costs that follow. So your clients aren't stranded and out of pocket. Most of the time, when you get the insurance, it does cover hotel accommodation. It's just in case, if they have to go to a hotel and wait for the next flight. It also covers meal and transportation. It can cover your food and ground transport during the delay. Also, any rebooking fees. Rebooking fees alone can cost 12, 13, 1,500 depending on the situation. So it does cover them. Also, cruise catch up, so flights to the next port if the ship has sailed. I was personally on a cruise and seen a couple running, and it was too late though. The ship had just started sailing off and they were running towards the ship. So that definitely happens more than you think as well. And then lost or delayed luggage. Airlines do lose or delay millions of bags every year. The travel insurance ensures clients can replace essentials immediately rather than waiting days and yesterday's clothes. So it does cover any clothing and shoes. It will replace outfits when bags are delayed over 12 hours, as well as toiletry and medications. So any essential personal items while bags are located. So anything that they may need until the bags are found, any lost bag reimbursement. So if luggage is permanently lost, they can get compensated for whatever is in the baggage. And then what travel insurance does not cover. So setting proper expectations with clients is just as important as explaining what is covered. So you can help them avoid surprises at the claim time. So always explain it honestly. Don't be afraid to let your clients know because it builds trust with them. So anything about if they change their mind, any standard policies don't cover any missing passports. So if they forget travel documents, it is not a covered event. So that's why I always make sure I let my clients know, make sure you have your passports. Also, if you oversleep, missing a flight due to personal negligence isn't covered as well. Known weather, any storms named before purchase are excluded. So if your clients wait until they hear of a storm coming and then they purchase the insurance, it won't be covered. And then doctor's advice, so traveling against any medical orders does void the coverage. And then always encourage clients to read it or ask you about it. You can find the answers, the policy details before purchasing. So, for instance, the known weather. So, if your client doesn't know that if they purchased the insurance after the time that they hear about a storm coming, then they won't know that. So, cancel for any reason is an optional upgrade that lets travelers cancel for any reason. No questions asked. It does cost more, but it's the ultimate flexibility add-on for any anxious or high value clients, especially if you have a client that is very, very scared to travel or fly, things like that. So it must be purchased within 10 to 21 days of the initial trip deposit. So once the deposit is made, this has to be added on. It reimburses typically between 50 to 70% of non-refundable trip costs. It does not cover 100% though. That's another thing to make sure your clients understand that it's not 100%. And then it's best for any luxury trips, international travel, and uncertain itineraries. So if they're not sure, it's really good to just add this just in case. So if they have any doubt at all, I would suggest the cancel for any reason. It is a small upcharge for an enormous peace of mind. A lot of clients don't know about that one. And then comparing top providers, knowing your go-to provider makes recommending coverage faster and more convenient. So the ones I recommend, 10 leg, of course, they're the ones that Archer recommends. They have strong medical and evacuation limits. They're transparent pricing and excellent customer service. You can contact them anytime and they're very, very helpful. They're great for international travel, cruises, and adventure trips. So for 10 leg, it is at 10leg.com, but you do have to register by emailing Archer first. So you just want to make sure you do that. Alliance, they are widely recognized brand. Everyone that travels usually hears of Alliance. They do have annual multi-trip plans as well as 24/7 support. They're great for frequent travelers, any domestic and international. They'll do an annual plan, so that includes all of your travel, which is really good for frequent travelers. For that one, it is Alliance travelinsurance.com, but you do have to register through Travel Agent Academy and you have to get approved. You have to take a course and you'll certify with them. And then Squaremouth is great. It is a comparison platform. So it searches dozens of insurers side by side, including Alliance and 10 Leg, and it will show you the prices between. It is like an affiliate link that we can use. You can register as an affiliate with them. It's great for clients who want options and the lowest price. And that one is squaremouth.com. So again, Squaremouth is a comparison tool, not a single insurer, but they're perfect for helping budget conscious clients find the best fit for them. And that's one that I use most of the time, just so that way it gives my clients options. I'll show you guys what it looks like though. Offering travel insurance isn't just good for your clients, it's good for your business. It's a professional standard, not an optional add-on. It does help you look more professional, honestly, when you're able to offer insurance because not all travel agents are able to sell insurance. That alone lets them know they'll be more comfortable using you as well. Of all of your bookings. I was so afraid to offer this in the beginning when I first had my first few clients because I didn't want them to think I was trying to sell them something. But once I started explaining everything it can cover, I've noticed a huge difference in my clients, honestly. Always explain benefits in plain language. So even if you need to use ChatGPT and send the documents to ChatGPT and ask them, how can I explain this perfectly to my clients? Get written declined if refused. So anytime if they've refused travel insurance, it is on our credit card authorization form if they decline, but make sure that is filled out or that is checked because so that way it doesn't ever fall back on you. Follow up before final payment. You always make sure you have everything finalized before the final payment is paid. And then keep records. So I use Google Sheets and I just have all their names, their emails, their date of births, all that. And then I have which plan that they pick. so that you can keep all that together. So always protect your client, guard their financial investment from the unexpected because anything can happen. Protect your business. Documented offers reduce complaints and liability, so it helps you. Build lasting trust. Clients who feel protected come back and they do refer others, especially if something does happen. We never want anything to happen, but if something does happen and that covers them, they'll always come back to you and they'll refer other people to you. And again, document every decline. That's really important as well. So service fees versus travel insurance. Both of them matter, but they serve completely different purposes. So always make sure your clients understand which one does what. So a service fee protects the agent and agency. It covers advisors' time and expertise, and it's paid to the advisor. It's non-refundable, not regulated as insurance. Sometimes they will confuse the two. So if you do charge a service fee, always make sure you do let your clients know that it is separate than travel insurance. And then the travel insurance protects the client and the traveler. It covers the trip cost, medical, evacuation, any delays, and it is paid to a insurance company, not paid to us. It is regulated financial product, so it's completely separate. I've had a few clients think that the service fee was travel insurance for some reason, so it is a big difference. So you just always want to make sure you explain that to them. And then some real claim examples. These are the moments that matter most. So when insurance turns into a manageable situation. So again, a broken ankle in Mexico, a client slipped at a resort. They needed an ER, a cast, and medical transport home. So that alone was $9,200. It was covered in full. Here's another example. It was a hurricane canceled cruise. It was a named storm force cancellation. It was 48 hours out, a full trip cost of 6,800, and it was reimbursed. These are just some examples of clients that did purchase the insurance. Lost luggage in Europe. A bag was lost for 5 days in Paris. The client was reimbursed $1,400 for clothing and essentials. And then here's another one, a family emergency departure, pre-departure. A parent was hospitalized for 2 days before departure. It was a non-refundable trip cost of $11,500, and they did get that returned to them. So just little things like that can really add up, and it really depends, but usually about 20% of the total trip cost. So it's definitely worth the investment, honestly, especially if it's a lot. Here's how to respond with confidence, not pressure. So if someone says to you, I never buy insurance, you can respond with something like many of our best clients said that to until they needed it. This trip represents a big investment. Let me show you what it covers. It can make a huge difference in what your clients think. My credit card covers me. That is a huge one. A lot of people think that their credit cards cover their travel insurance. Credit cards offer very limited coverage, usually no medical, no evacuation, and minimal trip cancellation. Let's compare side by side, and then you can ask them which credit card company they use and compare the two. Too expensive. We hear this one a lot. Insurance typically runs 4 to 8% of the trip cost. So on a $5,000 trip, that's only between $200 to $400 to protect the whole investment. So I'd rather spend $200 to $400 instead of losing a $5,000 investment. Perfectly healthy, that's another one. That's great, but accidents, family emergencies, and natural disasters don't care about your health. It's not just medical, but it's full protection. And then always recommend insurance without being pushy. The key is making insurance feel like a natural part of the booking conversation, not an afterthought or a hard sell. As part of every booking, I always make sure to go over travel protection with my clients. Your trip represents a significant investment, and I want to make sure it's protected from start to finish. Can I share a quick overview of what's available? Hi, I wanted to make sure we covered travel protection for your upcoming trip. I've included a quote below. Please review and let me know if you have any questions. I'm happy to walk you through it. So even if your client deny or says they don't want the insurance, I do recommend just sending them a quote just so that way they could see what it is included and how much it could save them. So you always want to leave with value, not fear. Present it as a standard practice, like that's what you do for all your clients. Always document the outcome as well. Keep it conversational and follow up in writing. So coach your clients before they travel so they're prepared if something goes wrong. The process is straightforward if they save the right documentation. So always let them know, save their receipts, keep receipts and records, anything that they spend, always make sure everything is saved. Always submit documents, send the receipts and the medical proof. Always make sure you keep everything documented. Always call the insurer, contact the company as soon as possible if anything does happen, and make sure they have a claim review. The insurer reviews the claim, make sure they go through exactly what was included. So that way they can make sure everything was, all their receipts were uploaded and everything as well. So you just want to always make sure you stay on the same path to save everything. So common mistakes agents make, avoid these pitfalls. They can damage client relationships and expose your business to unnecessary risks. Not offering at all. This is a big one. Every booking, every time, no exceptions. Always make sure you do offer travel insurance because you don't want something to happen and God forbid something happen and your client come back and blame you for it. If you have it documented that they denied insurance, that will cover you 100%. So always make sure you do offer it and document. Waiting too long, the CFAR and pre-existing condition waivers expire quickly, so always make sure you look into when you do need to file it or submit the quote. No written decline, always document when clients say no. Again, it does protect you and your business. Assuming supplier insurance is best, cruise line and tour operator plans often have limited coverage. So even if they do purchase the insurance through the cruise line or the tour operator and still offer extra insurance, always offer that to them because a lot of times it is only if it's canceled for certain reasons and everything. So you just want to make sure you do look into that. Clients who understand coverage are far more likely to purchase it. Like I said, I never ever purchased travel insurance before I started as a travel agent. I didn't know. So a quick quiz. Would travel insurance help? So let's test your instincts for each scenario. Ask yourself, is there a covered benefit that would apply? So a client breaks their wrist on a beach excursion in Cancun. Yes, emergency medical coverage applies. So a traveler oversleeps and misses their 6 a.m. flight. I should have put the answers right here, but I'm sorry. Personal negligence is not a covered reason. Unless they cancel for any reason. That's the only time it would be covered, but only 50 to 75%. And the hurricane forms after booking and shuts down the destination. Would that cover? Yes. Natural disaster cancellation is always covered. Client's father has a heart attack 2 days before departure. That will be covered. Any family medical emergency triggers trip cancellation. Clients change their mind, just doesn't feel like going anymore. That would be only if they purchase, they cancel for any reason. Standard policies won't cover this, but the CFAR will. And then here's just a little resource library I put together for you guys. So I would bookmark these now. You'll use them on every single booking, right? I hope so. All right, so 10 leg is going to be, again, that's the insurance that's recommended through Archer. They have the strong medical limits, great for international and cruise clients. Square Mouth is great for comparing dozens of providers side by side. I will show you guys these. Certificates of insurance. Always send clients their policy documents. Keep a copy in the booking file. If you have a file where you keep all your credit card authorizations, save a file for all your certificates of insurance as well. It's great, especially if your clients are on vacation and something does happen and they contact you and they're like, I don't know what to do. Have that ready for them. It helps prevent a lot of confusion and them getting upset and all. Alliance is great for annual plans. They have the 24/7 claim support and they are a trusted brand. That is alliancetravelinsurance.com. Supplier insurance portals. So check directly with cruise lines and tour operators for their built-in plan options. Emergency claim lines. Save each provider's 24/7 number. Share it with the clients before they depart. If they do purchase insurance, I include their number, the 24/7 number, within the email before they depart. So that way they have it handy with them. So your challenge starts today. 100% of bookings always offer insurance on every single booking, no exceptions, no assumptions. You never know how much you could save your clients. Document declines, get it written every time a client says no. Always make sure you have that documented. Again, I love that Archer has it in the credit card authorization if they decline, but just make sure that is checked off if they do. Educate clients, explain benefits in plain language, make it personal. Again, you can put it in ChatGPT and just ask, can you put this in a good way to explain it to my clients so they understand it? Protect every trip because every vacation deserves a safety net. And us as travel advisors need to help our clients understand that as well. But today we'll walk through 3 travel insurance options available to Archer travel agents. We'll be going over 10 Lakes, Square Mouth, and Alliance. 18% flat commission through 10 Lakes. Archer Travel's recommended travel insurance provider has a simple flat commission. It's easy registration and it's easy for us to remember. It is 18% flat commission for every policy sold. How to register, you just send an email to tinleg@archertravel.com with your first and last name, your Evo ID, and email address. They will send an email back with letting you know that you're approved. It may take a few days, but I would do that today if you're not registered yet. And then there are a lot of training videos on Tinleg right in the Travel Cafe. So if you just log into your back office, go to Travel Cafe, then go to suppliers, then suppliers by country, and then 10 leg. There's a bunch of trainings in there to explain to you exactly what it is and what they cover and everything. And then Square Mouse affiliate program lets you earn commission by sharing your unique link. So I have my 10 leg and my Square Mouth link right in my link tree. So even if anyone goes to my link tree and purchases travel insurance, I still get the commission on it. So they do have an affiliate program. You receive a personalized link and a set of marketing assets. Share it with your audience. So promote your link to clients through email, social media, or your booking process. You earn commission every time someone purchases a travel insurance policy through your link. You do earn commission, and it's simple. So you can join the Square Mouth affiliate program to get started. And then Alliance, again, they are one of the industry's top providers. They have the strong commissions, unique protection benefits, and dedicated agent platform. They usually pay out about 20% commission on policy sold. Alliance offers commission protection, which I absolutely love. So even if your clients cancel, your commission is protected, so you'll still get your commission, which helps us. You can become an Alliance specialist. You just complete your certification. It's through Travel Agent Academy. If you have access to that, you can go in there and pull up Alliance Specialist Program and complete the certification. And then Agent Max Online, which is Alliance. Alliance agents use Agent Max Online. It is a dedicated booking and management platform. So, for instance, on my link tree here, I just have travel insurance. So if a client clicks on either of these, so I'll show you what it looks like. This one takes them to Square Mouth, and then they can compare all the prices side by side here. Or they can go here for 10 leg and they can do their own quote themselves. So this I think is really helpful because your clients can see it themselves. Or if you wanted to do it yourself and send it to your client, you can do that as well. So if you go to your same link, so this one is mine, it's the link that I have, which you'll receive yours once you register with them. So you can go in and say we have a client, they're a US resident, say there's 2 travelers. How old are the travelers? We'll just say 41 and say it's my son. When do you leave home for your trip? We'll do September. Let's say we're going in September. When do you return home? Say we're gone for a week. Should this quote include trip cancellation coverage? Yes, I always put yes for that. But even if you want to know what it is, you can check this off to see. What is the total cost of your trip? Say it's 8,500. And then you can do trip total cost or cost per traveler. Just say we did it today. What is your country traveling to? Say we're going to, let's say we're going to Barbados. Quote now. So it pulls everything up. So here it's going to show you all of your different policies. It seems like a lot, but you can do, it's easy. Like once you get used to what the different policies cover, it gets a lot easier. But you can just look through, you can see if it covers the hurricane, terrorism, financial default, all of these different options. Cancel for any reason that we went over is here. You can change that if you wanted to. Interruption for any reason. So you just want to see if they do want that covered. You just want to make sure that one is covered. Any medical coverage, any emergency medical, you can change these as well. So if they want 100,000 per family or 200,000 per family, this one's 30 or 60. So you can just go in and adjust everything. You can email it directly to your client. You can download the certificate right here. And then if your client wants that one, you can just go in and buy now. So we'll just say we're going to email the quote. And then you can put in your email address or your clients. You can put in both of your email addresses, however you wanted to do it, and it sends it directly to your client. So it's really easy. I would just go in here and mess around with it and see what all you can find. You can go in and do, if your clients needed emergency assistance, they could do that here. But your basic insurance, though, is going to be the cheapest one, honestly. So, but that does still cover a lot. So that's just what the back office looks like. And then this is the dashboard. So once you get access to 10 Leg, you'll be able to go in and do your dashboard. They have agent resources in here. So you can go in and look at different procedures. You can order brochures. So if you want to get brochures to hand out to your clients, you can. They also have marketing materials. So if you want to add banners to your social media or to your flyers or to your website, you can also view your reports in here. Any policies that you have, you can view them in here as well. But it's pretty simple, straightforward. If you do have any questions or if you need to submit any support tickets or anything like that, all the information is listed here too. Oh, and then your agent link is going to be right here. So this is the link that you'll share with your clients or that you'll go on and create a quote with. So that's going to be your link. And then this one is the one that we went over, the square mouth. So here again, it's just square mouth. If you go on here, you can sign up to become a travel insurance affiliate. It's not a actual travel insurance program. It's just an affiliate that compares all the prices. But you do get commission on that too for every insurance coverage that you sell. And then it's really easy too. So if your client goes in and they can do the same thing. So we're just going to do, when was that? September 4th, returning the 11th. We'll do Bahamas or do Maryland, United States, number of travelers, 241, 10. And then cancellation coverage, you can change that if you wanted to. 8,500. First deposit date, we'll do today. And then if there are payments left, you can do that too. And then I love it though, because it compares everything side by side. So you can go in, you can see 10 leg is included here, then flexi packs, all of them are going to be listed in here. So you can compare the different ones or your client can. So again, this one's for Alliance. Again, you do have to go to Travel Agent Academy first and enroll in their program and become a specialist. And then you'll receive a link to log into your account. So you want to complete that first. It takes no time. It's not very long at all. But you can go in and you can get a quote right here. You can go in and pull up all your saved quotes. You can order brochures as well. So if you want to order different brochures, you can here. You can manage your groups. And then you can also modify them in here as well. 10 leg, you have to contact them to modify them, but you can modify them in here. Does anyone have any questions? Sorry, I got my chat back up. Oh, and then also with Agent Max, you can go in and update your information. So if you go in, you can go to user options and you can put your logo in there. So any of the quotes that go out will have your logo in there. You can edit the information here, the business type, your work location, all that. And then you can also make sure you do receive copies of the confirmation. You can get notifications. You can change your address, but you can put your address in here, your logo. Second chance by Max, you can update those settings as well. So this is going to send your clients out second chances. So if they denied the insurance at first, you can set it up to where they get another email before departure just to see if they are sure they don't want it. Any interface settings. And if you do say you work with multiple agencies, you can add multiple agencies here as well. Then they also have the resource center. So you can go in here and look at different, they have a ton of different trainings in here to help you become familiar with Alliance, but there's a training portal as well. If you do need a W-9 form, I know sometimes we will get asked that question. That's located over here too. The direct deposit forms are also in here. And the application for commission protection is in here too. Thersinia, I'm so sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. Do you have a Google Doc sheet of steps to log into each? Do you mean to log into each of the suppliers? Yes, Kim, you said I booked a trip last Monday without insurance. Can I still purchase insurance? Yes, yep, definitely. If there's being payments made on it, you can. So, which supplier was it through? I do not have a sheet, but I can put it in the chat. So this one is Travel Agent Academy. So this is the one that you'll need to complete for Alliance. So you would just complete this training and it'll walk you through how to get registered with them. You'll become a specialist. Then for Square Mouth, I'll send you those two. Here is, here, I'll go back to this so that way you can see how to register for 10 leg. So if you want to take a screenshot of this, this is the email address that you'll send an email to. It's the 10legged.archertravel.com. And then you would just include your first and last name, your your agent ID number, and your email address. And then they'll get you approved and send you an email. Must be purchased within 14 days, otherwise they cannot. Yes, yes. Thank you for that. With the insurance, it has to be purchased within 14 days or they cannot upgrade. And same for medical, yes, updated for medical too. So you just want to make sure, it depends on which supplier you went through. But most of the time you can add insurance as long as you're making payments on it. Yeah, looking for any other questions. Agents using other insurance companies, can we do this? Example, Fay, Archer Room, right? Yes, as long as they pay commission. So you just want to make sure that they do pay commission. And as long as they do, then yep, that's fine. 10 leg is the one that is recommended by Archer. Welcome, Ramona. I'm a new agent and I was wondering if you had heard of an insurance company where you pay the annual fee and your coverage. Yes, I had mentioned that earlier about Alliance. They do annual, can't think of the word for it. It's like contracts, but they do an annual payment plan for your clients. So any trips that your client takes will be added to that. Alliance is great for that. I actually had a client recently, they go on many, many cruises every year. So that she just asked me about that, and I didn't know until I found that out. It's okay. I'm glad you brought that up because I wanted to talk about that.
Sarah, can I clarify just a little bit on my
Of
question?
course.
So this is what confuses me the most because some of the programs like through Traveljoy, they say they pay the agent directly. So is that okay? Can we do that without having to go through Archer submitting it as a commission?
Oh, yes. Yeah, definitely. I recently signed up for the one with 10 leg. I started using that one too, but yeah, that's fine. If they're paying you directly, that's fine too.
Okay. Yeah. So I recommend Faye. They pay up to 24%.
And I'm glad you said that because I completely forgot about that. I just started looking into the Fae from Travel Joy.
Yeah.
So yeah, 24% is amazing. So yes, Fae is
Thank
great.
you.
Thank you. Thank you for bringing that up. All right, guys. Does anyone else have any questions? I hope this helped. Again, just look into all the different travel insurance. It could definitely help you as a travel agent as well as all your clients. I never realized how important it was until I really started looking into it, but it's definitely great to have. And it helps your business. It helps you be more professional. I love it. So, y'all, thank you. Thank you, Anna. All right, guys. Well, if you ever do have any questions, just let me know. I'd be happy to help if I can. All right, guys. Well, thank you guys so much for joining me today, and I will see you guys soon.